Oh, wait. Kara.
Eh, I think we're
Oh,
live.
oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
Hi, I think. Hopefully,
Yes,
hi.
I think we're live. We are live.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm just gonna, yeah, I see the little live thing there. Oh, I wish I knew how to get this recording though oh, it says stop recording, so I'm assuming it is recording.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. All
Very
right. Well,
good,
we're just gonna roll
everyone.
with it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to FriYAY.
Happy Friday.
We were 100% just guessing for the last 5 minutes as to whether we were actually live or not. So you may have caught some of the pre-live actually being live. So we're just going to roll with it now because we are definitely live. I'm going to go ahead and open up the little chat box here so I can see if anyone has any comments for us while we go.
Perfect.
Over here.
I hope everybody's in a good mood because I am, because this weather was not supposed to happen. It was supposed to be raining right now, and it is all sunshine and blue skies.
Yeah, it is
So,
beautiful. I'm super happy about it. I get to wear tank tops and flip-flops. And that is like, oh, that makes my little Southern California heart very, very happy.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's
um,
a good day to be talking about our customer value journey.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait just a minute to see if anyone else pops on, just so we oh, happy Friday, Casey. I see you. Oh man, the boss is watching. We better be on it. All right, so we'll just hang out for one more minute just in case anyone wants to show up. Hopefully everyone has some fun weekend plans. I know tonight's we get to do a little birthday party virtual for my dad tonight, so I'm excited about that. Should be fun. Happy
Oh,
birthday, Dad, if you're watching this. You get
happy
your first
birthday, Kara's
official
dad.
yay. um all right, I think we will probably go ahead and get started. No pressure. Yeah. Thanks, Case. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. So we are here today to talk to you about the customer journey from hello to I do. And by the way, I'm Kara McCann, also known as the other Kara, or formerly Kara Korea, but now residing in Virginia. So I'm Kara.
And I'm Stephanie. I've joined once before for a Friday, but I think it's probably going to be a fun little thing that you've got two new faces, mostly new faces. And I am also in Norfolk, and I'm a marketing strategist for Casey and team. So super excited to be on this Friday today.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun to do something different and start to get our faces out there a little bit more so that people aren't like, wait, there's two Karas? Yes. Yes, there's two of us and we spell it the exact same way and pronounce it the same. It's not confusing ever. So yeah, so me and Steph are here. I'm the website designer, and like Steph said, she's the marketing strategist. And so we want to talk to you guys today about the customer journey. The very broad definition of that is essentially the path that a customer takes from the first time they ever hear about your company to the day that they decide to make a purchase, become a client in whatever way. So we're going to talk about some of if we were going to talk about all of it, this would be like a
Very long
several
Friday.
hour workshop, not a 15-minute Friday. So we will do our best to make it very succinct, but also help you understand why the customer journey is so crucial to creating an experience for your client that's going to not just attract clients, but also keep them. So I'm going to let Steph go ahead and start, and then I'll talk more later.
Yeah, so marketing has tons of jargon, right? If you hear a customer journey, you're probably thinking, what the heck is that? Stop throwing me jargon, stop throwing me all these terms. What does that even mean? So, like Kara said, we're going to break that down a little bit. We're going to talk through the beginning parts of that customer journey. And we really want to use a metaphor for you today, and you might have seen that in the title of this Friday, from hello to I do. And so what we're going to do is we're going to compare this customer journey to a relationship, right? So The same way that you probably wouldn't meet somebody and propose to them the next day, you really don't want to introduce yourself as a brand or a business to somebody and then decide, but really we want you to make the purchase like yesterday. So what we're going to try to do is break down this journey. It's not just, hey, you've met me and now I'm going to propose, or hey, you know who I am, and now you're going to buy a product or a service from us. There's really all these little steps in between that you have to be aware of, from, okay, I now know who your brand and business is, to let me learn a little bit more about you, to I'm going to try and gain some trust of what your business is and why I should trust to buy something for you, or from you, or buy a service from you, to becoming the actual customer. And then even onward from that, right? It's becoming an advocate for your business, becoming a customer, a repeat customer again, right? And so there are a lot of different steps and paths that people can take along this journey. And so that beginning stage of, hey, now I get to know you, there's a lot of different paths that you can take there for marketing, right? You might know, or you might get introduced to a brand through social media, and that could be Facebook, that could be Instagram, that could be TikTok, that could be LinkedIn, or it could be, an ad in a magazine, so print, it could be radio, it could be word of mouth from somebody else. And so there are all kind of these different phases. Or maybe you're even searching for something on Google and you immediately find somebody or a business on a Google search. So that's kind of the beginning stages of everything, right? They get to know you, I met you, that kind of process. And then the next stage that you're going to go into, like it or not, it is 2021. A website is going to be incredibly important for that journey, right? For the most part, and we've probably seen it, especially now where everything is living virtually, people are going to go to your website to get to know who you are. So that part where you're building the trust and really developing that relationship with a potential customer relies heavily on a website, which is Kara's expertise, that she loves talking about.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the lead in. And I just have to call us out on something real quick, because I have this pulled up on my phone so I can watch some of the comments come in. And I am 100% on my phone attempting to call Casey at the very beginning of the recording. So you're welcome to anyone that watches this later and sees that little moment of a very, very real realness. We are wonderful digital marketers, but technology still sometimes fails us, or we fail it or something. But anyways, thank you for the wonderful lead in, Steph, and for touching on all of those points. And yes, I'm very passionate about the way that websites work, not just for you, but also for your clients, because it's one thing to have a website that's going to function for your needs. But if you are trying to convert sales of literally any kind, even if you just want like more blog followers, or, more podcast listeners, like whatever you're trying to convert a visitor to your site to be, you need to make it an experience that they want to have. So branding is a huge component of this as well. I feel like this could be a whole thing, a whole workshop, like me, you, and Kara A. Yeah. But this whole thing about, when a customer first learns about you, they don't know anything about your mission, your vision. They don't know your company the way that you do. Anyone who owns a business or is a big part of a business, we understand our own brand very, very well. But a potential customer, a first-time visitor, somebody who's just kind of tiptoeing in, who maybe heard about you on one of those social channels, who maybe heard about you word of mouth, they don't know anything from personal experience. So it is entirely up to you to create that path for them that is going to teach them who you are. And, you can look at this as either daunting or a great opportunity, but there are tons of different touch points that you could have to create that experience for your customers. So, think about the first time. So I can actually give you a personal example. I recently was looking into a certain kind of like website assessment tool. So I went online and I submitted for this free trial, and then ultimately I decided not to use it. I have gotten probably 5-6 phone calls that I've not returned, and maybe 10 or 12 emails in the past week from a service that I didn't look any more into. I never want to work with that company ever. They haven't tried to like court me in any way. They are like proposing over and over and over again. And I'm like, we have not been on enough dates. I'm not interested. So it was a huge turnoff because they're showing me that they just want to push the sale. They don't really care whether I actually need the service. If I haven't responded to your millions of phone calls and emails, then I'm probably not interested right now. And you should probably stop pushing it. So, I do think it's important to like, be proactive, but that was a little bit much. They were proposing over and over again, and it was just not the customer experience that I wanted to have. And to me, it said a lot about their brand. So in my opinion, if you don't want your customer to think that you are more focused on the sale than on them, that's not probably the best approach. So you have these opportunities, right? When your customer comes to your site, say they found out about you through a Facebook ad and you're advertising a certain kind of service. They need to not be able to only find your site, but when they get to that site, they need to understand very, very clearly exactly what they were looking for. They need to be able to find it. It needs to be crystal clear, a beautiful top menu, some kind of, Casey, thank you. I say it all the time. Marketing is about them, not you. Serve your customers, clients with your website and overall web presence. And that is so true. So, when they come to your site, make sure they can find that service. If you're selling a massage, boom, massage, top menu. You need to maybe also have a little section on the homepage. Don't make them have to dig into the weeds to find what they're looking for, because especially online, you have such a short attention span. People I think it's like 3 seconds. It's something really, really short. When somebody lands on your website, you have that long to capture their attention. And if you aren't successful, bye-bye customer, bye-bye potential conversion. So make it really easy for them to find. And it also can go back to something as basic as your brand representation. If you are displaying yourself one way, maybe you have this really beautiful Instagram with all these colors and themes and this whole vibe, and somebody gets to your website and it's just like, wow, here's my information. That's not going to translate because it's going to feel very incongruent to that potential customer. They are expecting to see the same thing over and over again. If you look at a big brand like Pepsi or I don't know why Mary Kay came to mind, but Mary Kay or, whatever, like so Target, like they are themed out all over the place with their brand. Everything is branded. And so you really need to have that consistency so that your customer isn't getting confused. Whatever expectation you set them up to have in the beginning, you just need to reinforce it and make them feel better and better about your brand as you're going through. So, branding, layout, style, that all kind of goes into that whole big branding package. The navigation is really a huge part. We just redid an e-commerce site for a client because he said that, some customers were coming to his online shop and they weren't able to find what they wanted. So we completely redid the entire hierarchy, the entire structure, so that it was just very, very simple. Like, you want a book, go under the books tab. You want some novelty items? Hey, go under the novelty items tab, so it's very, very simple to now find exactly what you're looking for. And that's really important because we also had another client consultation recently, and she said, I don't want people to come to my site and get lost. I don't want them to feel like they're having to dig to find the information that they want. I want it to be very clean, very simple, very easy to get around, and very easy to find what you want. Because when you can find those things easily, it's a rewarding experience internally for the customer. And, we were talking just the other day, Steph, like you said, if you go to a website and they don't have their stuff together, it kind of just makes you walk away right away.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, right, where the website is a representation of who you are. Your social media sites are also a representation of who you are, and it all needs to align. And really, to Kara's point earlier, every time they go into a different page or they try and dig around on your site, they're trying to find more value, right? And the customer journey is actually also otherwise known as the customer value journey. And so each step along the way should provide them with more value. So kind of to Kara's example earlier, if somebody's just picking up the call, bombarding her with, you should buy your service now because you did the demo, she's not getting any value out of that relationship. And so every step that you think of in that customer journey should provide some type of value, right? So on the social media site, you might have found out, oh, you know, I really like this brand, I'm really interested. You click on that post, you go to their website and you think, oh, now I know a little bit more about them. And then you think, oh, well, but I have this question. Well, at this navigation, I find the FAQ. You go straight to the FAQ. And from there, you might be able to see at the end of the FAQs, okay, but now buy the service, right? So it's all really or should be a very smooth process and flow. And it has a lot of different components in it. Like Kara said, there's branding, right? But there's also the different steps you take along the way. A really beautiful looking website is still not going to function unless you have the journey correct.
For
or you
sure.
might have a journey correct, but if the branding's not right.
Yeah, it is kind of like, it is really important to have that, you know, holistic website, for lack of a better term. It really needs to be built out all the way around, because people really pick up on those incongruencies. And there are so many companies with beautiful, functional, you know, making customer happy websites these days, which was probably the best sentence structure I've had all day. But you know, that there's such a competitive market when it comes to pretty much everything these days. So having something that really makes you stand out is an expectation, really. You know, customers know, like, the internet's been around for long enough that it is now an expectation that a brand has that. And it doesn't have to cost you, you know, tens of thousands of dollars to do this type of stuff. This is something that you can do on even a one-page website. If that's all that you want your site to be, we are going to be working on a one-page website very soon. And it doesn't have to be this whole big in-depth thing if that's not what your company calls for. It just needs to make sense for your brand and for your potential clients and customers. So that can be very personalized depending on what you do and what you're trying to get out of the website. It's like, obviously an e-commerce site is going to need a lot more than just, you know, than a one pager about the brick and mortar shop that you actually want people to be going to. You know, it can be very, very different types of sites. And you know, when Stephanie was talking, it also made me think that it's not just how you have your page laid out, but it's also, you know, like, what are you doing to motivate your customer to go to that next step? Because it not only needs to be easy to find, but you also need to kind of help customers see where they should be going next. So yes, maybe they find they're going and they're looking for those FAQs, right? And they find the answer that they're looking for. They want to know more. Maybe they start checking out some of your products or services, but then what comes next? You know, what do you want them to do after that? Do you want them to come visit your shop? Are you selling online? Do you want them to make a purchase online? Is it easy for them to do that after they've looked up the information? Do they need to book a service? Do you have some kind of booking consultation on there? Is it clear? You know, do you have call to action buttons? Do you have something they can click on if they say, hey, you know what, I think I'm ready to talk to these people? Is there a button right there that says, hey, I can just click this and submit this little contact form? Or are they going to have to go find that separately? Because that could easily be the drop-off point for somebody. So it's not just helping them find what they're looking for, but also telling them what to look for next. And that is a really, really great way to elevate a website, is just having that next indicated step already right there for them. Because some people might also not know. They might not know that they wanted to do that next, but then you present that opportunity and they go, you know what, that's a great idea. And there it is, a button for you.
Again, it's really about the journey, right? You're really trying to guide this person down the road. You know, they know you, they get to ask their questions. Like Kara said, oh, they're going to make the purchase. You're going to guide them down that journey. It's a process. It's not a one-step, two-step situation. It's multiple steps along the way. And we could probably go on forever. There are even more steps to the journey after a person makes a purchase. But I know we're up to time. And so
we are, yep.
I don't think we had any questions. I'm checking on them right now, but it was great chatting with everybody this Friday, and we hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, and we do watch these after, so if you guys have any questions after you watch, please feel free to post them in the comments. We will come back and check, and we'd be happy to respond to anything. And hopefully Steph and I will get to hop on here again soon.
Yeah. Happy Friday,
Happy
everyone.
Friday. All right. Bye, guys.